Today, there is a signing of the sister city relationship between Phuket and Penang. In 2001, Ajarn Pranee came to Penang and she was looking for the legacy of Khoo Salma because Khoo Salma had one foot in Phuket and one foot in Penang and also one foot in Trang, of course. And in Penang, she was looking for somebody who knew something about Khoo Salma, and she found me, and I took her to the ancestral hall in Penang and introduced her to the trustee, and then she just pursued this relentlessly, I would say.
The relationship between Phuket and Penang has been for more than 160 years ago, and I understand from my grandparents' time, they were in Penang and they have a very good image of Penang. And they always tell me, Penang is good on this, Penang is good on that. So Phuket people, they are like my grandparents. They send their children to study in Penang because Penang is London near home. It's not only Penang like Malaysia, under Malaysia today, but it's London near home. It means that all civilization that London has, it will be in Penang. So we learn a lot. In those days, it's easy for Phuket people to travel to Penang. First, we have heard a lot from our superintendent, Praya Ratsadan. So we treated Penang as our elder sister, and we are the younger sister.
There were many families that came over, and that's why you have now the Baba Nonya, or here they call it Yaya tradition, because of the families that came over from Penang. And this is the social and cultural legacy of the relationship between the two cities.
As Phuket, we have Sireh Island. Sireh means the leaves that we eat and chew with betel nuts. And Penang, the meaning of Penang is the betel nuts, the real betel nuts. How can you chew betel nut without betel nut leaves?
We hope that there will be more links that are developed between the two cities, because these are historical links which are very rich and embedded in the two islands. And it's just that because during a nationalist period, I would say, everybody is very oriented towards the capital and the respective countries, but they forgot about links which are older, and even before, let's say, Malaysia, the days of Malaysia, when it was during the colonial times, but during the post-colonial days, so there was a different era of nation making, and therefore all this was lost and forgotten. But we have picked up the historical threads, and we are trying to weave it back into a kind of friendship between people, a people-to-people relationship. Yeah.
In the year 2001, I went to Penang and I met with Khoo Salma, and I would love to do the connection. So I said, well, Penang and Phuket must be a very good marriage couple. But as I am a maiden, Phuket is a maiden, I come here and ask, if you say that you want to engage with me, send me some dowries. And they sent me the dowries in 2001, and I wait and wait. And this is 2014 that they said, here I come for the wedding, but it's a little too late because I am 68 already. I expect that we will learn a lot of lessons from Penang. In Penang, they have a very strong NGO, which is called Penang Heritage Trust. They are really very strong, but they are NGO. They work just to preserve all Penang, and that is the charm of Asia.
Georgetown, which is the capital of Penang, has a historic area which consists of a few thousand houses and temples and churches. I mean, all sorts of religious buildings, and this was something that is we think that should survive into the future. We are actually inscribed on the basis of 3 values, what they call outstanding universal values. One is the history of a multicultural trading settlement, cultural diversity and historical diversity. Secondly is the built townscape and the architecture, in particular the shop houses and the townhouses. And thirdly is the intangible cultural heritage, which are really the living communities and the living traditions, which are still, part and parcel of the life of Georgetown today.
Who knows, one day we can get the World Heritage like Penang, and that is what my hope is.
We started the process in 1998 by inviting Dr. Richard Engelhardt, who was then the Regional Advisor for Culture in Asia and Pacific from UNESCO, Bangkok office. He started, with our Malaysian government, the process, and it took 10 years. And in 2008, so Georgetown and Malacca were listed. It's a matter of actually having a management plan for the sites and putting in place all the things which are necessary to protect the site and to validate it, and to also to make people, to educate people, the people who live in it. So it's quite complicated, but we can, we have a lot of time because we've just signed the sister city relationship. We've got a lot of time to talk about it.
I hope that when people go to visit Phuket, they will think of Penang. And when they reach Penang, they will think of Phuket. We are sister islands. It doesn't matter they will go to Penang first or Phuket first. Let them join to go to 2 islands, which we were Kakilang in Chinese, Hokkien, or we say we are real close friends.